Hey guys, per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not, nor ever it will be, intended as financial advice. So I haven't done a 4-hour follow-through in a while. I'm going to do a review of everything on the 4-hour that isn't a token that's above $1 billion in market cap. This is off Brave New Coin's site. So I'm going to exclude a few of these tokens, but I'll talk about all these here. If you've never seen one of the 4-hour follow-through videos, the general premise is that 4 hours is my favorite time frame where you get the best signals to make some money. A while back I heard an argument from a equities FX trader that Forex is best traded on the 4-hour and stocks on the daily and futures on the blah blah blah. So I generally agree with that based on the 4-hour. You get really good signals, really good entries and trades in general. These are the things I'll be looking for and talking about on every chart. For a Bitcoin, in general, first impression is ranging chop mode, trendless. When I see this, it doesn't get me too excited as far as entering in a position at scale because there's no direction right now. We're just sort of in doldrums that probably will continue until August 1st, although I don't think August 1st it'll be a non-event. I don't think it'll impact anything in any way. I wouldn't say there's any divs here at all. Candles don't really tell me anything. There was a questionable tweezer bottom here as far as a hint at a reversal, although technically it broke the second wick, so that's not a tweezer. You can see there's a consolidation in volume decreasing here. Again, I'm just sort of grasping at straws, looking for things to say because there really isn't much to say. All the oscillators aren't really telling me much. MACD's flipping. I don't use MACD, I just normally put oscillators on here so that people who do look at them can see them, but I don't really use oscillators too much. We turn on the cloud, not too much to say either. You know, we're above the cloud, we're below the Tenkin. The signals just aren't clearly there to be in or out of anything right now. Cloud's bullish, TK's bullish, price is above cloud, Chiku's below price. So I wouldn't enter anything. I would definitely wait. What I really like to see is a cross-recross on the TK above the cloud, which is likely to occur here. So let the TK cross. You should be out of a trade already, in my opinion, anyway. Let it cross, and then let it recross. That might take a couple days. It might take 4 or 5 days. Be patient, and that'll be your entry signal. So when the red and the blue cross, and then they cross again, similar to EMAs, that's your entry signal. You also want to make sure the Chiku's above price. Cloud's going to stay green. That's not going to change. It may flip slightly back and forth, but again, flipping, when the signals flip, that's to your advantage, really, because that gives you a better signal. Perhaps not a better signal, but a signal with clarity, in my opinion. So if we turn on the 5200 here, let's take this off. Again, I was saying that the crosses are usually late on higher time frames, meaning you know, if you generally trade the cross, you're not going to make, you know, you made this here, but you know, if you're still in it, whatever. There's no clear great trade out of this cross, is what I'm trying to say. And again, you know, we're bouncing in the 200. So overall, this looks okay for up. There's no signal, a strong signal to be in one way or the other. It's kind of being held down by the 50. Just kind of blah as far as that's concerned. Let me turn on B-bands real quick. So Bollinger says expansions like this are where moves go to die. And that's very much the case here. You can see that once the move happened, everything just sort of quieted down. So you can think of compression as a move about to happen, and then expansion as a place where moves go to die. I had a pitchfork to this from the August 20th Bitfinex hack low. You can see we're about where we should be based on the trend position. You know, this diagonal trend is pretty interesting. Really strong indication of support resistance. You know, either it is or it definitely isn't. So should we shoot back up, we'll just probably zoom right through that line. We could see an Adam Eve here. Adam Eve, you don't see it too greatly on the 4-hour, but it's possible. I don't see any harmonics here. No divs. I'm not in a trade, so we're not going to talk about stops or targets. Just a no trade zone in general. Moving to Ethereum, again, not much to say about anything really. No divs here. We're not getting a lower low on anything. Volume is still descending. You know, this triangle broke down. We're back in this like weird, there was an inverted head and shoulders here that had a potential that never went anywhere. So the 300 plus target, it's like 336 or something. That's still there, but it doesn't look too realistic at the moment. I think 200 is a good spot to just chill for a while. We turn on the cloud. No clear signals. Cloud is green, but price is below cloud. Again, you want all the cloud signals to match, so you would want cloud to be red. There's already a bearish TK. It's in here, right here. Chiku span is in cloud at the moment. So again, you want all those things to be lined up as far as an entry is concerned. Based on previous zones, you know, if we break the 200, you'd expect something between 150 and 125 as far as a bounce. Now there isn't a pitchfork on this that I can see anyway. Something I was wishing for, never happened, was the 5200 cross here on the 4 hour. So this will be a great signal for a reversal. Should that happen, watch for that, definitely. And I don't really see any harmonics, anything else to speak of. Again, generally just a no trade, overall, trendless consolidation, sideways. Moving on to Ripple, and you can see it's been nothing but downtrend since the all-time high. Just selling, selling, selling on lower and lower volume. There's really nothing at the moment exciting going on. As far as the cloud, you can see it's definitely below the cloud. Just kind of looks like Litecoin when it was just dying slowly. The one redeeming quality here is that it's at the 200, at least on the daily. It's clearly below the 200 on the 4 hour. You know, the signal was way up here to get out. So first you'd expect a touch of the 200 when it breaks, and then a cross of the 5200 from there. There's some reasonable case for just buying at quote-unquote lows here. Anytime I see a triangle, the point to me is always support resist. You can see here, bouncing off it a few times. If this breaks, you can expect it to go down to the next level, 3696. Pretty reasonable certainty, 3700, something like that. Overall, though, not looking great. There's not really any pitchfork here that I could try to put on. But at least here you have a trend that's clearly down and not just sideways chop. You know, arguably this is all sideways chop, but there's a clear signal that tells you shouldn't be in this at the very least. Moving on to LTC USD. So there's some argument to look at the LTC BTC pair or the USD pairs for some of these. It's probably better to look at whatever has the higher volume, traded volume. So XRP USD doesn't really have that much volume. XRP BTC, on the other hand, has volume. Depending on the exchange, LTC USD, LTC BTC, the volume is there and it isn't. On BTCE, it's obvious, or BTCE. On Poloniex, it is higher volume in LTC BTC. Anyway, there's an obvious head and shoulders here. The volume's clearly there. Measured moves around 18 to 19. It's getting really close to the break point here. Cloud is already bearish on every marker on the 4 hour. I don't see any divs or anything remarkable on the oscillators. But that's the prevailing move at the moment for Litecoin, as whether or not it's going to break down here, which Cloud is ready for it to break down. You can see, should it break down to this zone, it would be at the bottom of this like order block here. We'll see. I'm still holding a little Litecoin, but it doesn't look great. Then lastly for Litecoin, you can clearly see the trend in the 5200 here. Multiple touches, multiple bounces, and then it starts to get a little droopy here, and we're about to get the first 5200 cross since it came back from the dead around the end of March. So if that happens, it's another confluent signal to get out. Turning on pivots, let's just see how that lines up with this. Not very much at all. Here's Stellar, looking very much like Ripple in that it's unstellar. Again, clear downtrend, bunch of sideways consolidation here. Turning on the cloud, you can see it's starting to roll over ever so slightly. Glimmers of hope here. On a higher time frame, would look even better, most likely. You can see there's also some sort of triangling action here with a descending volume profile. So there's clearly consolidating interest happening here. It's something soon. I don't really see anything else on oscillators that's remarkable. Again, if you're looking for an entry, you're looking for all the cloud signals. to go bullish. Cloud, price above cloud, TK cross, Chiku span. Not much else to say really on Stellar. We go to NEM. It's the first chart that's actually excited me. First time I've looked at NEM in a while. Immediately you can see all the signals on the cloud are bullish. Cloud is green, price is above cloud. Chiku span is above price above cloud. Just zoom in on this a little bit. You can see it's trying to break above this just local resistance here. So the target would definitely be the pivot and or this ledge on the cloud here. That's just a low target. The next target up being 98.9, so 9K to 10K, somewhere in there. You can see it had the downtrend, broke up. I bet the 5200 is crossing or crossed as well. Okay, it's crossing soon. Another good sign, adding to the confluence. You can see this was sort of a weird triangle that broke up. It's trying to break up. Nothing on oscillators, and volume's still super low on this. So this is definitely something to watch going forward. As far as an entry, now, slowly, and then adding on to it. That's what I'll be looking at anyway. Definitely looks good. I don't really see a pitchfork or anything. As far as stops are concerned, it would be, if you're trading this, I don't think you can trade this on leverage anywhere, but maybe. Stops would definitely be below this if you're holding on spot as well. The pivot here, you can see there's the local lows. But this looks really good for more up, definitely. And if we go to Dash, it's just a garbly mess. Not really much to talk about. This is an instance where you kind of have to gauge the speed of the market. Before, when Dash was making moves, being on the 4-hour was valuable, but now you want to switch to higher time frames like the daily or the weekly, just because there isn't much going on here. You can see a lot of spiky, probably thin order book. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, Telegram. Feel free to donate. Let me know what you guys want to see more of or less of, and happy trading.